goes nothing. This is a ride I'm really going to enjoy. I'm right in the middle of the pack now. This is amazing. This is something I've never seen. All right. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! I'm so relaxed. I would consider myself pretty awkward when it comes to shooting any kind of martial arts scenes, and I've had a few throughout all the seasons of Ride and Seek.
Twist, twist, twist.
One? No, just relax. I know. I told you it will not harm you.
Okay, relaxing.
Stop. Yeah. Go, David.
Dead. It happened so fast. For me, one of the coolest martial arts scenes to shoot was the one with Anna Osman. She is a mixed martial arts fighter, and she's one of the strongest fighters I think I've ever met.
Try to get to mount.
Not only shooting Ride and Seek, but ever. And the fact that she was a woman succeeding in a man's sport just was really, really impressive. And she put me to the test, for sure. It was one of the toughest workouts I think I've ever had.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with one left jab, 1, 2.
Go!
1, 2. Let's see that again. 1, 2. Now you're gonna have left elbow. Yeah, good. Double hammer. Hammer fist, come on. Go aggressive, change position. Stay heavy on the bag, good. Elbow more. Come on, Jaime, 5 seconds.
And I stay in touch with her, follow her on Instagram. She's really an inspiration, and I love that about her, being an inspiration to women out there, trying something that is usually in a man's world, and that's something I feel like I do as well, motorcycles being usually a man's thing. So we're both kind of leaders, leading women into doing different things.
Good job.
Where Anna Osman was probably one of the strongest martial arts fighters I met in all the seasons of Ride and Seek, I think Sir Bob Tabamina was one of the most intense martial arts fighters I've ever encountered. One of the things that was intimidating about Sir Bob was just his voice. It was so deep and intense.
Follow the stick.
It was hard for me to take it seriously because he was so intense. I think I had to laugh because otherwise I'd be too intimidated to even try it. He would tell me things like, "I'm about to invade your personal space," and I'd be like, "Whoa!" And then he would tell me not to react when his fist would go right in my face. So it was pretty fun, kind of intense.
And finally, you got it.
Yes! I got it. One of the most beautiful martial arts scenes to shoot was with the Manobo tribe doing the Escapi martial arts. Escapi has only 4 basic moves: charge, thrust, cut, and slash. Minimal movement, maximum damage. We were in the middle of the woods in this creek, barefoot. They were wearing their traditional clothing, which was just beautiful. And the martial art itself was more like a dance, very fluid movements. Even though we had swords, it just felt like we were kind of dancing together in the middle of the woods. So it was really cool. And I think I might have even been better at that one because I thought of it more like a dance than an actual fighting art. So it was really fun. One of the biggest fighting scenes on Ride and Seek was seeing the Battle of Mactan. And that was actually a huge production. They had these actors that would play the parts of the Spaniards and the local warriors, and they reenact the entire battle of when Magellan first arrives in the Philippines. One Spaniard left, and he's down. I learned about the story of the battle, which initially was when the Spaniards came, Magellan asked permission for them to come onto land, but Lapu-Lapu said, get out of here. So the Spaniards said, we don't care what you say, we're still coming on. So they got off the boat and the battle ensued, and the local warriors won. And I got to take part in that huge production. Here I am with Team Filipinas. Let's see if I can be a good sidekick to Lapu-Lapu here. It was difficult for me not to smile during the whole thing because it was so much fun. But the warriors all had these very serious faces on, and they walked me through everything from learning how to fake a fighting scene while being shot.
Okay, let's take it. Okay, so let's just do that action. Guys, keep fighting. Okay, ready?
Are we ready to fight, guys? Let me hear you roar! Roar! They taught me how the Spaniards first came and they did cannonballs and the bombs scared all the warriors, so we had to run backwards. But then we were tough, so we were gonna run forwards after that and kill the Spaniards. It was a lot of fun shooting that fighting scene. And what you don't see on the show is that after doing all of that, we actually got to see the real production. They put on the full performance for us. There is a huge celebration, traditional dance, bonfire, the works, everything. It's really, really cool to see. It was really, really nice of them to do, and it was a special experience for me to take part in. If you're ever there, you should go see it. Another reason I would be excited to go shoot at the beach would be because it also meant a lot of time that I would be scuba diving as well. Feels heavy enough. I've always been an avid scuba diver, which I've gotten from my mother. When I was 12 years old, she's actually an instructor, and she taught me how to dive, and my brothers as well, and we would take family dive trips. Most of the time we would do this in the States, off the coast of New Jersey. The most exotic place I'd ever been to before was Bali, which was beautiful, but this time around, I got to actually experience the Coral Triangle, and not just one side, but two sides. One of the things that my mom was really jealous of. One of the sides of the Coral Triangle in particular was crystal clear. I saw sea turtles, giant schools of fish, all different colored fish. I saw puffer fish. Another really interesting time in the water on Ride and Seek was when I met the sea nomads. first time I'd ever heard of a people that actually live most of their life on the ocean. And the most interesting thing I found about that was that as we land people get on a boat and get seasick, they actually come ashore onto land and get land sick. They're too used to being on a boat and rocking all the time. It's pretty weird. Hi, hello. What is the stick coming out of the water in front?
Here's the guy
What is he doing?
trying to catch him, a fish.
He's not wearing a tank or a snorkel or anything.
Just one breath.
How
Stay-
long can he hold his breath for?
For 3 to 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I've got to see this. You're so fast. I want to see what you got. What is this one?
Clam.
It's a clam. Looks delicious. Not really. When I was in Donsol in season 3, I actually got a chance to swim with whale sharks. I just arrived in Donsol, and apparently this area is known for its whale sharks. In Filipino, puntanding. Now these guys are supposed to be the biggest fish in the ocean. So I put on my swimming gear and I'm heading out to find out just how big they are. This was something we weren't even sure was gonna happen because in Donsol, they don't feed them. It's a natural migration, so there's really a chance whether or not you're gonna see them. These guys are big, but they're also apparently fast, so you have to be ready. Over there, over there! This is so exciting! And I remember the very first one, getting thrown off the boat, landing in the water, turning my head, and there's the giant mouth of the whale shark coming right for me. I was like, woo! Fortunately, it swam right past me, and I was right on top of it, like really, literally, like this close to a whale shark. Super cool. I was lucky enough to swim not with just one, but 3 different whale sharks. When I posted photos of this on my Facebook page, my mom went nuts. She was so jealous. And shooting that scene was pretty intense too. We had the greatest whale shark spotter, I think, in the whole area. And he really was aggressive about finding these whale sharks for us. He was great. Really, some of the most amazing diving in the world has been on Ride and Seek. Of course, some of my most favorite adventures on Ride and Seek are anything to do with tattoos. For me, each one has different meanings. She looks like a very gentle, nice lady, but she knows how to cause pain. I've always been an avid tattoo collector ever since I was legally old enough to get one. I was always a creative person, surrounded myself by artists, and I have a lot of friends that are tattoo artists, so I get a friendly discount. There's always some kind of meaning behind my tattoos. I would say this one here on my arm is a phoenix. Phoenixes represent rebirth, reinvention, and that's something I feel like I always do with myself. I'm always trying out new things. Reinventing myself.
One,
One,
two.
two.
Yes.
Having new experiences.
There
Woo!
you go.
A phoenix kind of rising from the ashes is how I would describe my life sometimes. And some of my newest tattoos are the ones on my fingers, and I've recently started a company called Atwild. It's women's motorcycle apparel, and the first thing I did, I went out and got my company logo. While in Borneo, I was staying with the Ibans, and it was during the Hari Gowai Festival. I was really excited about an opportunity that might happen while there, and that was to get a traditional Iban tattoo.
Jadi kok medok asli Iban mesti ya bisa bungai bantang, bungai teruang.
I had been seeing photographs of them before I arrived, and I thought, oh, how cool would that be to have a souvenir like that? But, like I said, it was Hari Gowai, so a lot of people were celebrating, in particular, my tattoo artist, and he was celebrating a little too much. So, in the end, I didn't get tattooed by him because I didn't think his hand was going to be too steady. In the end, I ended up just hanging out with all the guys and learning about their tattoos. And when I was talking to them, I noticed one of them in particular had a tattoo that stood out amongst the rest. There were some kind of words on his arms, and it looked like a very old tattoo. So when I asked him, what is the meaning behind this one? I was expecting some kind of warrior chant or something like that.
Ini cinta dulu punya. Cinta satu. Itu Malaysia dulu tahun 35 punya cinta. Teruskan. Itu perempuan Melayu. Dayang dia punya nama tu. Dayang sah. Sabar bro.
I wonder what the current girlfriend feels about that. While season 3 was in the works, I got an email from the director while I was in Los Angeles asking would I be open to getting a traditional tattoo. And I didn't know who the tattoo would be done by, so he typed out Fang Odd, and I thought, who's that? And when I looked her up online, I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen her work before. I've seen photos of her before. I had no idea that this is who I might be meeting, so I wrote back, heck yeah. Get me there, I want to get a tattoo. After shooting for about 30 days on the road, we got to a point where we could no longer go on wheels any further, and to get up to Buscaland, where Fang Odd lived, we had to take a 2-hour hike uphill with all of the camera equipment. Well, I didn't carry the cameras. It was a pretty intense hike for all of us. Whew. We were sweating and out of breath by the time we got to the top. Once we got up there, though, the view was amazing. And the village, adorable. There was all these kids running around, little pigs. It was really, really amazing to be there. Ganda.
Ganda.
When I finally got the chance to meet Fang Odd, I was breathtaking, really. I was in awe. It was like starstruck. I was really honored and interested to see her tattoos up close and personal. And I think she was interested in seeing mine as well. We got to sit down next to each other and have our tattoos side by side, seeing the differences between the tap-tap tattoo and the machine tattoo. And I think she was really interested to see all the different colors of my tattoo. We had to have a translator in between us because she speaks only the local dialect.
If you want to make centipede, I will make now.
And me, well, even my Tagalog is not that good.
No crying.
No woman.
Oh,
no
we
crying.
started already. I wasn't quite prepared for that.
I'd always been really interested in getting a traditional type of tattoo with the hand tap or batok. The tools are very simple, just bamboo, a large thorn, charcoal, and some water. Getting tattooed by Fang Odd, first of all, she's 96 years old, and you would think that maybe her arms aren't strong enough to do the tapping. That woman has some strength.
She looks like a very gentle, nice lady, but she knows how to cause pain.
Because you really feel like she's pounding away at you. As far as the level of pain though, it really wasn't that painful. There was a lot of pressure from the pounding, it's just kind of hitting, but it doesn't feel like the needle scraping through the skin like it does with a machine. The weird thing is though, when I look back at the footage, you can see the thorn going into the skin and then coming out and like the skin kind of sticking to it and pulling a little bit, and it looks really gross. When I showed it to all my friends back home, they were like, ah! It's really weird to look at it later from that angle. To be honest, I was a little unsure that it was the cleanliest way of doing things. I mean, it really was like raw and natural, but it's all very organic. My tattoo healed up very nicely. And as far as getting the tattoo, I thought it would be really painful, but honestly, it wasn't as painful as getting a machine tattoo. So the experience of doing it was really kind of cool. And not only did I get a tattoo, but for solidarity, most of the members of the crew also got tattooed as well. You don't see that. Meeting Fangod for the first time was a very spiritual experience. Here I was meeting a legend of the Philippines and all over the world. I mean, people travel from everywhere to see her, and here I was having the opportunity to sit down with her. It was such a special experience, and when I was sitting there, we were sitting on this bamboo overlook with the valley below us and the green rice terraces.
Actually, I feel awesome right now. This is fun.
And the rain started coming down, and I just was like, that was one of those moments where I couldn't even see the cameras anymore. I was just thinking about how honored I was to be there and how lucky I was to be in this position. It was one of the best moments ever. And this is the tattoo that I got from Fangod. So the tattoo I ended up getting was a centipede, and what they believe is that I would inherit the speed and the strength of a centipede. And I am lucky enough, honored enough, to be able to get this because Fangod has to approve of whatever tattoo you get. And so she must believe that I am strong enough to get this warrior tattoo.
Bagaimana ako, Fangod?